Ladies and gentlemen, this is T-Rock Plutonium, and this is Ring War. First of all, I'd like to send a shout-out to JDub8907. Thank you for letting me piggyback on your videos. You do a good job, man. Second of all, I've started a blog, which is right down there. The link is right down there, so if you want to hear more about matches or SmackDown or TNA or my other wrestling thoughts that I did not include here, click on the link below the video, and it'll take you right to the Ring Wars blog. Alright, we got a lot to cover. Fatal 4-Way was last night. We're not going to start there because we're going to start with TNA. Scott Hall is done. Scott Hall is fired. He's gone. Why? Because Dixie Carter wanted to fire him. He has a problem. The problem is he sucks. So anyway, the band was stripped of the tag team titles, and there's going to be a tournament, I guess. Also, what happened this week, Jeff Jarrett called out Sting, and apparently Sting's name is Steve, because Jeff Jarrett kept calling him Steve. I think he wouldn't be as cool. Well, actually, he might be just as cool if he was called Steve. And now, the icon, Steve. The standings were out on who were the top contenders in TNA. Kurt Angle being in there. There was a disagreement as who was the top 3 superstars. So, at the end of the night, there was a match with Abyss, Mr. Ender Kennedy, and, of course, Jeff Hardy, finding out who is the #1 contender for Rob Van Dam's title. Well, during this triple threat match, Abyss turned heel. If you look back to last week's Ring Wars episode, I called it here. Abyss turned heel. And it wasn't that great of a heel turn either, because, I don't know, I didn't believe him. Maybe he was wearing the mask and it didn't really... But the best part was at the end, where Hogan was there and he said, "You!" and then it cut. That was good. I gave it to him. It was good. And TNA is doing okay in the ratings too. They didn't break 1.0, but that's because the NBA Finals, playoffs, something was on. Draft, I don't know. Something was better than they were. And Tara Victoria is back on the WWE roster website, which leads us to WWE Fatal 4-Way last night. I actually caught it. There's a full recap in my blog, if you want to read it, about my feelings about the Fatal 4-Way. I'm going to just stick to the highlights of the evening, right? The first Fatal 4-Way match for the title was the World Heavyweight Championship title, and Rey Mysterio won that belt. Now, I can only assume, now this is my opinion, but I guarantee you it's right, Rey Mysterio is turning heel. He's going to join the Straight Edge Society because he's the one who took out The Undertaker. Because he did in real life, and he did in the story. Because you just can't go around injuring people and being a bad wrestler and not doing a good job, and then they just hand him the title, right? So Rey Mysterio has a title. Look for a heel turn coming. This is just my opinion. That will give Kane a reason to get the title, which he will hold. And the final match, the match of the night, the WWE Championship, was decided between Orton, Edge, Cena, and Sheamus. Well, the match was going great until the NXT rookies came and screwed John Cena, and Sheamus took over. Sheamus actually pinned and stole the title from John Cena and the NXT rookies. It ended a half hour early. People were upset about this ending. What did you think? Oh yeah, the women's title changed hands. Oh, Eve is pretty hot though. Let's get that pretty straight. On to Raw tonight. Raw. What an interesting Raw it was. Bret Hart is fired. He's gone. Vince blames him for letting the rookies through, letting them beat up the officials, and it's all Bret Hart's fault. Bret Hart is fired. There's a new anonymous general manager feeding lines to Michael Cole. Well, of course, somebody needs to feed him lines because he sucks. Sheamus was going to give the title back to Vince McMahon. He was going to, but he's just a fool, and he's a good actor, and he did it. He had us all fooled, and then he took it back. John Cena wants the rematch tonight. We always see this. Well, I want the rematch on Raw. It can't be on Raw. It'll be the next pay-per-view. No. But the new GM, this anonymous GM, it's going to be tonight on Raw. There's going to be a championship match, and Vince McMahon is going to be the special guest referee. Well, we'll explore that later. The rest of the night was pretty much interesting with the NXT rookies, the new general manager giving them contracts. They now have contracts. They stood in the ring, and they apologized to everybody for their actions. Weird. I was like, where is this going? Why are they apologizing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. On it went, alright? Miz picked a fight with Randy Orton, who's very angry at the NXT rookies. Everybody's angry at these NXT rookies the first season. Miz is trying to get in the title picture, but then Edge came in, to keep their rivalry alive. There was some other gimmick matches. I don't like Zack Ryder. That's who I was thinking about last week. Morrison, he's looking He's looking pretty good. He's looking like he's the top push on Raw. And then, of course, we come to the end of the night. The main event of the night, which was John Cena versus Sheamus for the WWE Championship. Mr. McMahon as a special guest referee. No, he was more of an enforcer referee outside of the ring. And the match was going on, and it was a good match. It was a long match. It was a 10-minute match. I was like, wow, there's a lot more left. But, of course, the NXT rookies came in again and did the same thing they do all the time, and interfered. Sheamus got away, as always, and they beat up John Cena under a table. Then, Vince McMahon comes to the ring, brings the guys in the ring and says, I'm the ringleader! Vince McMahon, I'm the king, I'm the one! I set them on their path. I'm the mastermind behind the NXT. Oh my god, we know the truth! They turned on him too. In one fell swoop, the NXT rookies took status level by turning on the master. They turned on Vince McMahon. So now, they're not heels. They're not face. They're just in the middle somewhere. They're Randy Orton, Undertaker type of stylish. They just jumped up a level because they beat up Vince McMahon. This is amazing. This is an amazing turn of events. And I think WWE has got it. They found where they're going with it, and they just need to come up with a name for the NXT Superstars, and that is Raw. So the question of the week is, what do you think the NXT Superstars should be called? What should be their nickname, the NWO type of their stable? And another question to ponder on your mind is, who is this anonymous general manager? You can even add that in the comments if you want. Kane's going to win the title eventually. I guarantee it. We all knew Jack Swagger was going to lose. And that's it. That's Ring Wars. I'm T-Rock Plutonium. Why? Because it's what makes time travel possible. Read my blog if you smell what T-Rock is cooking. See you guys next week.